investigation of complex tear of posterior horn of the medial meniscus. Right? We will also discuss about the traditional techniques of meniscal repair, just in brief. So, the brief clinical history of the current case. So, 46-year-old female presented to us with complaints of knee pain of 4-month duration. Plain radiographs were insignificant with normal alignment, and MRI of the knee showed complex tear of the posterior horn of medial meniscus. Subsequently, the patient was planned for an arthroscopic intervention. The next slide, what we are showing is the diagnostic arthroscopic picture, right? So here you can see that there is a complex tear of the posterior horn of medial meniscus, right? So how would we proceed? What are the surgical options in such a case scenario, right? So traditionally, if we talk about management of meniscal repairs, traditionally there have been two options. One is meniscectomy, which is usually a partial meniscectomy of all the free fragments, and the other is a meniscal repair, which is traditionally described in 3 ways: outside in, inside out, and all inside. So we'll discuss these 4 methods just in brief. So meniscectomy is usually a partial meniscectomy. We remove all the free fragments which cannot be pulled toward the center of the joint, right? And we have to smoothen the margins of the the remaining meniscus so that there is no abrupt change in the geometry, right? But the disadvantage of meniscectomy is that we are removing normal tissue from the patient, right? Which will increase the contact area between bones and increase the stresses also. So the current concept is to preserve as much of the health of meniscal tissue as possible, right? So moving on to meniscal repair. The first technique which is described is outside in meniscal repair. So from here we are passing cannulas from outside the knee joint into the meniscus, where we are passing the sutures and pulling the sutures out, right? This is not appropriate for tears of the posterior horn because of risk of neurovascular injury. The other disadvantage is that you need to expose the capsule, and this normal soft tissue can become entrapped between your sutures. The next is an inside out meniscal repair, where we are passing the cannulas inside through flexible needles. There we pass the thread sutures outside through the capsule, make an incision either on the posterior medial side or the posterior lateral side, depending on which meniscus are you addressing, and then you tie the knot, right? This is appropriate for all meniscal tears and most useful in the anterior and middle thirds of the meniscus, which cannot be addressed easily by all inside repair devices. Also, although with the devices which are available now currently with the flexible handles, all inside repair can also be done in the anterior and middle anterior horn and the body of the meniscus, right? As also with outside in repair, there is risk of neurovascular injury, which needs to be taken care of. Lastly, we have all inside meniscal repair, where we are not passing any cannula through the skin, and we are simply putting sutures inside the joint, and we are tying the joints intra-articularly with use of arthroscopic techniques, right? So what we are presenting is something which is different from the all 3 methods that we have discussed till now, right? So if you just pay attention to the video, this is the surgical video of the surgical intervention which was done. So again, we are showing the complex tear of the medial meniscus. We're just probing to understand the geometry of the tear, right? So this right now, so we have to freshen the subchondral bone before placing our sutures. The normal bed, we have to prepare the subchondral beds just to increase the healing capability, right? Now what we see here is a multi-use tibial jet which we have placed at the side of the meniscal tear, and here you see the tilbit has come out at the side of the tear where we want to place our suture anchor. So we have drilled the tunnel, and then we have replaced it with a cannulated sleeve. A 2.3 mm cannulated sleeve has been placed. Now we have passed the cross wire through the cannulated sleeve, and we are using a grasper to pull that cross wire outside. Right, so this is the cross wire which we have passed through the cannulated device and we pull it outside. Now we'll use a loop-in suture device and pull it into a position, right? We're using a loop pin because the strength of the crosswire is not great and it can break while you're trying to pull the anchor through it. And what you see here is a root fish anchor being pulled into position in a retrograde fashion. We're pulling it out through the tunnel that we have drilled in the tibia, right? So this here is your root fixed anchor. So now what you see are the root fixed anchor has been put in place, and we have our sutures coming out of it. So what we need to do next, we need to pass these sutures through the free ends of the meniscus, right, on either sides. We're using a suture passing device and we're going to take bite on either side of the meniscal tear. Right, so here was the first one. So we need to repeat the same procedure for all the 4 threads. As you can see, now this one has been placed. And this is on the other side. Right, so you see that we passed one suture each on the either side of the tear, and we need to repeat the same process for the other 2 ones. So you see the blue ones have also been put into place, and now when you pull these sutures, the meniscal margins are approximated, right? The advantage of this technique is that it is a low profile anchor, right? So we have all 4 of our sutures in place. We're going to pull it and approximate all the margins of the meniscus. There. Once we tie the knot, we use a knot pusher. So this is basically a meniscotibial repair of the meniscus, right? Which is different from the traditional 3 techniques of meniscal repair. This is the other knot. In a similar fashion, we tie knots for the other one also. It's just tying simply sliding knots. And once these 2 knots are in place, we are going to use all inside devices just to complete the repair. the sutures. Finally, we are just going to place two more all inside anchors, suture anchors to complete the repair. That was the first all inside suture, and here is the second one. What you see now is now the completed picture of the complete repair. Thank you.